Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Ticket Tuesday. I'm your host, Ron TMHD. So yeah, this is going to be a great time. Hey guys, welcome back to an episode of Ticket Tuesday, Sunday edition. I'm your host, Ron TMHD, and this week we watched the 30th anniversary edition of Jurassic Park in 3D. But this film is obviously the 1993 classic by one of the greatest living directors of our time, Stephen Spielberg. This film is so quotable, it is legendary, and it is legendary for a damn good reason. This is one of my favorite films of all time, definitely in my top 5 or top 10 around that area. Amazing. Just the special effects are amazing. The fucking lines are so quotable. It's all great. Before I go on a whole tangent about how much I love this film, I'll tell you why I love this film and more back at the house.
You did it. You crazy son of a bitch, you did it.
You feel that?
Hold on to your butts. Fences are failing all over the park.
Yeah, that's nice. Gotta go.
I can't get Jurassic Park back online.
65 million years in the making. Jurassic Park.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Ticket Tuesday, Sunday edition. I am your host, Ron HD, and this week we watched Jurassic Park, the 30th anniversary version, which hasn't really changed much, but also in 3D, which didn't add anything. It's 3D. 3D doesn't do anything. I don't get the appeal of 3D, but this film is one of my favorites of all time. Probably at least top 5, top 10. It's up there. And I love this film. It's great. It's actually, if you don't know, adapted from a book, which I also love. I've read the book all the way through. It's an amazing book. Highly recommend it. And this movie is just, edge of your seat. It's the, 1993 Spielberg, starring Laura Dern, Sam Neill, Jeff Goldblum, Richard Attenborough. Like the main 4 of the movie. Great. Well, I mean, the kids count too as well. But, just great cast, great characters. It's got everything you could want in a classic summer blockbuster of its kind. It's got thrills. It's got suspense. It's got laughs. It's got everything you could want in a movie like this. This is how you do a summer blockbuster. Take notes, modern day Hollywood. But yeah, film is just absolutely legendary, and where more to start with, I want to begin. I mean, I'm not really gonna explain the story to this movie because it's Jurassic Park. Everybody knows the fucking story to Jurassic Park. I don't need to explain the story. There are these archaeologists. They go to a dinosaur park. An asshole whose arch nemesis is Jerry Seinfeld steals embryos. It's like, Newman! Yeah, but anyway, Newman steals these embryos. He shuts down the power. Dinosaurs escape. They start killing people, and some people die, some people don't. I don't need to explain the story to Jurassic Park. If you don't know the story to Jurassic Park, just watch it. But one thing, I will mention story beats, and mainly I'm going to try to, to the best of my ability of what I can remember from the book, even though I love the book. It's been a little while since I've read it, but from what I can remember, I'm going to try to compare the things from the book to the things in the movie. Now, one of my favorite characters, probably my favorite character in the book, who is also my favorite character in the movie, is Dr. Ian Malcolm. A great character in both things, but he's quite different in both things. In the book, he is a balding, middle-aged, cynical mathematician, and he's just tired of everybody's shit, and he's great. In the movie, he's like, sexy Jeff Goldblum, being, again, pretty cynical, but also funny, because he's a lizard, he's Jeff Goldblum. But, yeah. Both characters are great, but as I said, they're different, because Malcolm in the original, as I said, he's a more cynical, middle-aged man, and he's just more funny because of how he plays off the other characters. But Malcolm, actually, in the book, I believe, gets more time to shine than in the movie, even though he is in the movie quite a bit. I think it's mainly because it's a book, and books are longer than movies, so they, go into more detail in the book, is basically what I'm trying to say, is that, kind of study Malcolm's character a little bit more. Maybe not study, but, like, you know, enhance his character a bit more. I'm not trying to diss or, like, rag on, you know, Jeff Goldblum and Malcolm. Both great characters. But, yeah. There is, but one of the scene that won me over in the book, which I'm going to compare to the movie, in the book, so you remember in the movie when Malcolm was, like, to Laura Dern, he was, like, explaining chaos theory with the water, he was being a little flirtatious. In the book, that scene is very different. From what I can remember, it's just several pages of Ian Malcolm going on a rant about chaos theory, and it's fucking spectacular. He literally goes on a giant rant because Laura Dern's character, she just doesn't understand it whatsoever. And with every metaphor and every explanation, he gets more and more frustrated and more angry, and it's fucking amazing. And that scene, during that scene, there was one line, I can't remember what the line was, but there was one line, and I'm like, oh my god, I love this character even more than I do in the movie. And I love Malcolm in the movie, but Malcolm in the book, I don't know much opinions about Malcolm in the book, but he's great in the book to me. I love Malcolm in the book. But, anyway, back to the movie. Let's compare more characters. Now, let's compare Hammond. Because, you know, Grant and Sadler, I think they're pretty similar. From what I can remember from the book to the movie, they're pretty similar character-wise. But Hammond, I think, is the most drastic change from the movie to the book. Hammond is kind of the antagonist in the book. You know, because the dinosaurs I don't really see as villains. They're just animals. You know, they're doing what they've been bred to do. Hunt, right? They're predators. So them killing humans is just kind of their animalistic instincts, you know? But Hammond is kind of the villain in the book because, you know, he's kind of greedy, and he, like, snaps at people more, he's more pissed off more of the time, and you know how him and Malcolm, like, they argue sometimes in the movie, they despise each other in the book. From what I can remember, they do despise each other in the book, and they constantly argue, and they constantly fight, and a big difference in the book, well, actually, I don't want to spoil this part, actually, I don't want to spoil that, but read the book, I'm not going to spoil everything, but definitely, Hammond is probably the biggest change because he is, like, he's greedy, he's despicable, he's kind of slimy, despicable, you know, he's a little, I mean, he has, like, a facade of being, like, the happy old man that he is in the movie, but he's not. And I remember in the book, from what I can remember, the kids, like, his grandkids that he brought in, he didn't bring them in because he genuinely, like, loved them as his grandkids. He brought them in for, like, publicity, or he brought them in for, like, good PR. Like, I remember reading that, I'm like, wow, Hammond's a dick in this book. He's definitely not a dick in the movie. Like, in the movie, he's like, you sympathize with him, you know, because he made this park not to make money. He, like, did it because for the love of dinosaurs, you know, he loved dinosaurs, so he wanted to bring dinosaurs back to life and, like, bring it in a park, and it all went wrong because of fucking Newman. And it's like, Newman! It's like, I remember I saw a video, and it's like, oh no, we left Newman at the zoo, and then it's just a fucking Dilophosaur murdering him in the car. It's great. But yeah, I do think that, overall, both pieces of media, the book and the movie, great. Highly recommend both of them. And so, what I'm trying to say is, this isn't, like, I'm just saying right here, watch the movie, read the book. They're both absolutely amazing, and I hope you enjoy them because I sure as hell did. I don't read that many books because I don't really have time to read. I don't really like reading that much. I read Jurassic Park all the way through. I sat down and read, like, the whole second half in one sitting, and it was amazing. Great read. I highly recommend it. You will love it. I hope. But back to the discussion, I do think one bit I'm going to compare is the opening of the book. Now, the opening of Jurassic Park and the opening of the Jurassic Park movie and the book are very different. Now, if you've seen The Lost World, the movie, you'll remember the opening with the compies attacking the little girl on the beach. That is the opening to the book. That is the opening to the first Jurassic Park book. And basically, like, the whole story, the whole, like, intro of the book and the movie are very different. Because it kind of just starts at the archaeological place, like, the digging site, the fossil site. Well, it starts with the raptor attack and then with the fossil site. But the book, it's like a slow burner, you know, it's slow. Like, you don't get to the park until, like, maybe a quarter away through the book. Maybe, I can't quite remember. But, yeah, it takes you a while to actually get to the park. And that's because the Compy attack is a very integral part to the book. Because that's how Grant and Sadler find out about it. And it's really well done because that's how they find out that dinosaurs have returned. You know, because the Compies, they attack the girl, they don't kill her, but they fuck her up, right? They mess her up. And, like, Compies and swarms, they could fuck you up. They may look small, but they're like little demons, man. They're tiny raptors. What else do you expect? Sharpest little teeth, man. But, like, in the book, they retrieve a Compy corpse, and they just think it's like some kind of unknown species of lizard, right? And they don't know what it is. And eventually they send it to Grant, or they send it to this group of investigators, and they're like, holy fucking shit, this is a fucking dinosaur. And, like, there's a good, like, page where they're just like, they can't believe it. Like, they're looking at it, and, like, it's really well done, like, the way it's described. And they just, like, look at it, and they're like, that can't be. Like, is this real? It's like, this is a real image? Like, is this altered? What is this? And they then find out it's real, and then it gets to Hammond interview, like, getting to them and saying, hey, I want you to be at my park, and stuff like that. And then they do the park stuff. And then to the movie, the Compies aren't even in the movie. There's no Compies in this movie, even though they're quite important to the central story and how Grant finds out about the dinosaurs. Actually, there's even a subplot in the book, or like a short segment of the book, where they're trying to send these guys out on a boat. They're trying to send these guys on a boat to get help, and Compies sneak into the boat and kill all of them. And it's like, I think that's a pretty cool way to build tension, you know? Like, and also just, I like Compies, you know, they're cool. Why can't you have Compies in the movie? They were in the book. I mean, they did have the cool opening of the book in Lost World with the Compies, but it also, like, I don't know. I just would have rather, maybe, I'm not saying that I think Jurassic Park is worse without that opening. I think it would have just been cooler. Maybe they wanted it to be shorter. Maybe they didn't want it to be too long. Understandable. But still, Compies for life. Love Compies. But, yeah, I think another change is obviously the ending of the book. But I'm not going to spoil that because I'd really recommend you to just read the book and find out for yourself. There are quite a few differences, but I will not give you any hints onto what they are. Because it's better to just experience it for the first time on your own. Unfortunately, I did have spoilers a little bit, but I didn't remember them. So by the end of the book, I was like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? This is not like the movie at all. And it's great. And also, the book is quite, like, it's got some, like, big descriptions, like, gory descriptions sometimes. Not, like, gratuitous detail, but some pretty gory descriptions. So if you're... It's not for the faint of heart, I suppose I could say. But yeah. The movie, then, is just legendary. Like, what else can I say about it? I mean, I could compliment the T-Rex breakout, but, like, everybody fucking talks about that scene. That scene, I think, personally, is one of the greatest scenes ever in film history. Because it's just, everything in that scene is fucking perfect. Down to a goddamn T. So, like, it's just the build-up. You know, the goat, they establish it earlier with the goat. And they just so happen to break down right in front of the T-Rex gate. And then there's the goat, and then the goat's missing. And they're like, oh, where's the goat? And then the stomping before the goat's missing. The like the iconic shot with the water. And then you see you like see the like wires falling off, you know, and then it builds up, and then you see the silhouette of Rexy, and then she turns and you see her face, and then the lawyer guy runs out and runs into the bathroom, and then it cuts to Malcolm and he goes, I mean, hey, when you gotta go, you gotta go. Oh, never change. Then, you know, the whole thing when the T-Rex attacks the car with the Jeep with the kids in it, and then it looks like, you know, Grant, he throws the flare and it looks like Rexy's gonna go off and chase it, and Malcolm fucks it up and he starts getting another flare, worse timing, and then he chases Malcolm, and then obviously the toilet kill is just chef's kiss. It's great. And then there's obviously the scene with the car and the tree, everything about it, and then there's obviously the car hanging off the side of the gate. Brilliant. All of it brilliant, and it was all done perfectly. I don't think it could have been done any better. And if you're only, like, if you've seen a scene from Jurassic Park, it's probably either this scene or the raptor kitchen scene, which also, admittedly, is a great scene. Great suspense, great build-up, great, great thrills. Amazing. And, yeah, just absolutely outstanding film. And I highly, highly recommend it if you haven't seen it already. Also, read the book. Very good read. I would recommend it if you have the time. It's only like 400 or so pages. It's not that long of a read. It's a good read. But, yeah. I think I'd definitely recommend this film. And I'd rate it a 9 out of 10. I don't give those out very often, so bask in it, man. You deserve it. Good job, Jurassic Park. Great-ass movie. And, yeah. I think I've said what I need to say. I think I've said my piece. So, guys, if you like this video, share with friends, subscribe, notifications on. Comment down below what you liked it. But, you guys know how it goes. I didn't mean to say that. What I really meant to say was if you guys hated this video, unsubscribe, dislike, tell me what you hate me in the comments. I've been Runtime HD. Chopping off. And guys, by the way, if you want me to make a longer video, maybe like a little bit of an essay about the more comparisons, more in-depth and accurate comparisons between the book and the movie, let me know. Let me down in the comments. I would definitely like to know if you want me to make more essay-type content. I'd definitely like to try it out. So yeah, leave it down in the comments. That's one big pile of shit.